YouTube?
You're recording. I got you. It's recording.
Okay.
It is 12:15.
Okay.
You're good to go.
So it's 12:15. We're so excited about this. She and I have been really excited about this. It's been a while since we've had some normalcy. I know I don't have to tell you all that. So even being over here, it just feels really good. She said after she did her boot camp that she was so energized. So yeah, I tried to be her cheerleader, so she's going to be my cheerleader for yoga, I guess. Anyway, always remember, especially if you're new to yoga or if it's been a while since you've done it, and I'll raise my hand with that as well, because believe it or not, this has been the longest period of time that I haven't done yoga like every day. So, and I've seen a huge difference in my body and my balance and my flexibility and joints feeling good. So, you know, it's so important to move. So remember that if you're new or if it's been a while, to make sure that you're easy on yourself. There should never be any pain or strain in yoga at all. So if you feel something popped up. If you feel something hurting or that doesn't feel right, ease back out. Make sure you modify as needed. And that being said, we'll come to that place that feels comfortable. You know, I've always said that yoga it's not a religion. I've always kind of said it was a philosophy, but there's some new things that I've been reading lately that say that yoga isn't really even a philosophy. The word yoga means union, and yoga is a attitude and a time that you can be mindful and that you can think about how your thoughts and your feelings and your physical body all come together. And then even more than that, how you are in union with everything around you, your universe, your environment. So I challenge you today in this day of change in many, many ways. I challenge you to sit still for just a few moments and think about that union, about how your breath and your thoughts and your feelings, your emotions, and your physical body, how they all come together to make that awesome person that you are, and how that corresponds and extends out into your environment. So take the next few moments to be still, to just concentrate on your breath, moving in and out of the body, and allow that breath to flow naturally. Just allow yourself to be in the next few moments. Now I want you to start to pay attention to the calmness that you've created. The calmness in your physical body, in the mental side of your body, maybe even the emotional and the spiritual side. Notice your breath again and how the body moves to allow the breath to occur. The abdomen expanding, taking the breath in, and contracting, releasing the breath back out. As you take your next deep breath in, allow the neck and chin to float skyward. So you're stretching through the neck here, stretching through the anterior portion of the neck. The weight of the head is aiding you. As the head falls back gently, the shoulders relax, and the face tends to start to lose tension. So as you move through this practice, pay attention to tension. Release lines in the forehead. muscles around the eyes. Loosen any tightness or clenching in the cheek, the jaw, around the teeth. So just allow calmness and relaxation to start to happen. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow the chin to float down towards the chest. The posterior portion of the neck now stretching. The weight of the head, once again, aiding you in this stretch. So I'm staying long and tall through the core and the trunk of the body. My shoulders are relaxed. The bend is in the neck. And then I start to allow the chin to float from back and forth, side to side. Maybe staying here in this half moon fashion, or maybe coming full circle if that feels good or is available to you. Moving one way several times and then the other. Breathe. Now allowing the left ear to fall to the left shoulder. Remember, it's ear to shoulder, not vice versa. So we're stretching through the right side of the neck. And these neck stretches are very important, especially now as we sit at the computer a lot, maybe more than ever before. We're holding tension often in the face, the head, the neck, the shoulders. Some real important to stretch here. Draw this chin down into the left collarbone. Feel that stretch deepen down the right side of the neck. Continue your breath. Lift the chin up and allow it to just fall over the right collarbone now. Deep stretch through the left side of the neck. Breathing in and out. And then drop gently the right ear to the right shoulder now, stretching through the left side still. And lift the head back up. Bring your hands to heart center. Set an intention, as we often do. Maybe not just for this class, maybe for the rest of the day. Make that intention something that's good for you. Maybe it's one of gratitude. Maybe being grateful just to be here, back together again, even virtually. Maybe it's one of the change that's occurring today and making that intention to be a part of that change, a positive part. Take your deep breath in and release out anything that feels negative and heavy, anything that's bothering you. Come to your class with enjoyment, gratitude, just the union of you and your environment. And I'm going to stop just for a moment and allow Tab, because I was remiss not to give Tab a moment, something that you all might not know. Tab, do you want to tell them what they can do to maybe see me better?
Yeah, so if you right click on Angie's picture and select either pin or spotlight, that way it'll keep her full image up on the screen versus, as people mic turn off or whatever, they might not hear you. So just something to keep in mind. So just right click on her image and select one of those.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now I want you to keep your hips focused forward. I want you to twist from your upper thoracic spine, from your rib cage up. I want you to bring the right arm behind you and the left arm over towards the right knee, maybe on it, maybe even a little further into the waist here. Remember, we always say nothing should hurt, nothing should feel like strain. So come into this easy and come to where it feels comfortable, where you're getting a good stretch. Always keeping those hips focused forward, never compromising the lumbar spine. Our Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. Same thing to the opposite side now. My left arm comes back, my right arm comes over to the left. And this is good not only for the spine to open up the vertebra, but it's also good, as you know, you've heard me say before, it can be immediate relief for indigestion or heartburn. It's also good for your digestive system. So these twists are a good thing, very beneficial, very beneficial. Now we come back around. Now I want you to follow me to your hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And feel the weight of your body into the knees and into the hands. If you have wrist issues, you can make a fist always, or you can come to your forearms. So we always modify as needed. We're going to lift the heart here, not straining through the neck. So I can be looking down and still stretch from the navel up to the throat here in your cow pose. And then the opposite, draw the navel up into the spine, round through the back, drop the head nice and gently here. Open the fingers wide, thumbs look towards one another, getting a good stretch here through the hands. And now moving back and forth, inhaling cow, exhaling cat. Lifting through the heart, stretching through the trunk in your cow. And then lifting the navel up to the spine, stretching through the back in your cat. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Nice. Now I want you to bend through the elbows and just scoot forward, lifting back up into your cow. And roll back up into your cat. Just a little bit more there, bending through the arms. Bend and lift. Bend and stretch. Nice. Now I want you to take your hands and come forward a bit. And then I want you to lean into this. Tightening through the gluteus, lengthening through the back here. Maybe perching through the toes and coming to a plank if you want a little bit more here, or you can always leave your legs on the floor. Up to you. Remember, always your choice here. Nice. Now I want you to drive the hips skyward. And then come on back. Pressing the heels towards the floor. They may make it to the floor, they may not. It doesn't matter. Remember, this is never a competition. You're in your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And you can flow forward into your plank or lower the legs to your up dog and lift. Downward facing dog. Lifting hips. Remember, my arms stay nice and long here. I'm not straining through the shoulders. Lower to plank or up dog. Core is tight. Lifting hips, down dog. And last time, coming to your plank. Nice. So I want you to lift that to your down dog and walk your feet to your hands into your Uttanasana, forward fold. So remember, in your Uttanasana, you want to think about your back staying long. So I'm not rounding the back, I'm lengthening through the back. And I want to feel this stretch in my hamstrings, from my gluteus all the way down to my ankles. My core is tight. I don't have to touch the floor. I can be here in Ardha Uttanasana, or half forward fold. Whichever is best for me, whichever is best for you. Nice. A slow reverse swan dive brings me up. And my hands marry at heart center. Remember that intention that you made at the beginning of class. Nice. Let's move into a sun salutation. Bring the arms skyward. Swan diving down. Long back, tight core, fold forward. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Press the hands back down. Take your right knee into your chest, extend it back behind you into your lunge. Remember your lunge. I know it's been a long time, but remember, in a lunge, you always want the knee on top of the foot. Never have that knee past the foot. Now, if you can, and you may need to put your hands on your leg to do so, but if you can, come on up. So if you need to push from your leg, you can. Bringing the arms up here to your high lunge, and coming back down to your low lunge. Maybe staying here, maybe lifting the back leg up. Doesn't matter how high. And back down. And you can do that in 2 steps or 1. Just find your lunge in your proper position. Come back up. Again, if you need to push from your leg, you can. And last time, come back down, maybe to your lunge, maybe to your lift. Nice. Ease back down, 2 steps or 1 into your lunge. Bury your left foot to your right. In your plank here. Maybe you want to set the knees down. Maybe you want to work the arms. Easing down and lift into your up dog or your plank. Nice. Lift into your down dog. Now it's your right leg that travels skyward. Your right knee comes to your chest and steps forward. Lift and place. Remember, we lift and place. We're not trying to swing it or use momentum. And if we need to adjust for good proper placement, do so. Coming in here, from here, up into your high lunge. Notice the muscles you're using to come up, to balance, to lift. Pay attention to tension. Calming back down, easing slowly back down to your lunge, maybe lifting your left leg. A nice stretch here, feeling that hamstring open up. Easing back down into your lunge. 2 steps or 1. Remember, if you need 2 steps to ease down, do it. And then lifting, pushing from the foot, balance. Breathe. Again, easing down, slow and controlled, maybe lifting here. Easing back down to your lunge. Nice. Carry the left leg to the right. Uttanasana, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive brings you up, hands to heart center. Where are your thoughts? What are your feelings, your emotions? Take note of your breath. Take a deep breath in and out. Another sun salutation. Bring the arms skyward. Swan diving down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Feel the back stretch. Bring the hands up to the shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Bring the hands back down. Now it's your left knee that comes up into the chest and extends back behind you. Your lunge. Now I want you to spin through your back foot, keeping your front foot forward. Bring your right hand into the inside of your right leg and lifting your left arm skyward. Now, if this is too complicated or too much even for today, I can lift my right arm up and rest it on my right leg. So there's always modifications. So here, maybe I want to lengthen through that front leg and stretch that inner thigh a bit in my Trikonasana, triangle. Feeling the stretch and that adductor, your inner thigh. Maybe you're feeling good here, but maybe you want a challenge, lifting up. Coming into your reverse warrior, bending through that front leg. Breathe. Calming back down, releasing back, lengthening through the leg, easing back into your triangle. How do you feel? What muscles are you using? Where are your thoughts? Easing my left arm back, coming back into my lunge. Marrying the right leg with the left. Back into a plank. Lower slowly, maybe without your knees, maybe with. Slow as you can, using those arm muscles, lift into your King Cobra. Ease back into your baby cobra, Ujjayi Asana. Remember our baby cobra, our hands are underneath our shoulders. And our back is not strained, but we feel strong. Our head and neck is relaxed. We're lifting through the heart here. The core is tight. The gluteus is strong and being utilized as well. Think about the muscles you're using in this very somewhat simple, but can be challenging for some. But this is such a great posture. It's very different because as we pause here, it's amazing all the muscles that it takes just to assume this posture, baby cobra. Curl through your toes, push into the hands, lift into your plank, lift in the hips now into that downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember, we relax through the head here. Our hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart. We're pressing our heels down. We're not coming back so far that we dip low and strain the shoulders. We're keeping our arms long and we're relaxing through the head and neck. So we get a good stretch of all the limbs and our head and neck is relaxed. Then we lift the left leg. We bring the left knee in. We step the left foot forward. Lift and place. Assume your alignment of that good lunge here. And then spin the back foot out. As we keep that front foot forward, we bring the left hand to the inside of the left leg. And we reach skyward with the right arm. Remember, we can always take that left arm and relax it onto the left leg. That's our choice. From here, maybe you choose to lengthen through the left leg in your triangle or Trikonasana. Maybe from your triangle, you'd like to lift. Coming on up and coming back into that reverse warrior. So in your reverse warrior, remember that front knee is bent, back leg is long, and I'm lifting that front arm up and over, feeling that stretch in the oblique here. And coming on back down. Start to lengthen through the front leg, ease back into that triangle pose. Trikonasana. Such a great freeing posture here. Feel that stretch in that left inner thigh. Connect with your breath. Maybe reconnect if you've lost it. Release the right arm down. Assume your lunge on the left. And then step forward with a lift and place. Uttanasana, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive brings you up. And your hands marry at heart center. Where are your thoughts? It's a check-in. It's a check-in, physically, mentally, emotionally. Let's do some warrior postures. I want you to lift the left leg and come back. You're bending through the front right leg, and your foot is straight, your toes straight ahead. And then you start to spin the back leg out. And as you do that, pay attention to your knee. If you have any issues with your knee starting to feel torqued or just not feeling comfortable there, then move your foot. Remember, this is your practice. So we want it to be strengthening, of course, but we want it to be comfortable. There should never be pain or strain. So as I start to push into that front leg, staying grounded through the back, I don't want to push so far that that knee goes past the toes. I want to keep my alignment here. And then I extend the arms out. And this is a challenge in itself, to hold the limbs up. We realize when we do this, how heavy they actually are, especially if we hold them upward for any length of time. But we start to notice how we feel, how we literally extend out into our environment. Notice the muscles that we use. Notice the concentration. Notice how it feels. This is your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Nice. If I keep my leg and hip placement the same, but bring my left arm forward and reach up, so nothing from the waist down changed. All I did was marry my left arm to my right, and I opened up that hip flexor, which is ever so important after sitting for long periods of time. And if I raise my arms up, then I assume my warrior 1 pose. So, moving from your warrior 1 to your warrior 2, just that simple turn, such a great way to really stretch the psoas, that hip flexor. Let's try that again. Warrior 2 to warrior 1. Now you can stay here for a moment, or you can challenge with me. Come forward, bending through the knees, spinning through the back foot, and lifting off. Using our NASA word, launching off there. Coming to balance into our warrior 3. Remember, I'm relaxed through the head and neck here. I'm not keeping any strain. I can even bring my arms behind if that's better. And releasing back. Nice. Let's try that on the opposite side. I don't know about you guys, but sure, it does make you appreciate balance and, you know, where we were when we were able to come and do this together 2 or 3 times a week. A big difference, for me anyway. So it shows us the importance of motion, giving the body lotion. We say motion is lotion, rest is rust. So the same here. I'm going to point in the opposite direction. This time I'm going to bring my right leg back. So now I'm going to be on the opposite side, so I'm bending through the left, and again, I'm putting weight into that foot. Remember, tension, that's good. Some tension is good. That's why we say pay attention to tension. Make sure you're creating good tension and not bad tension. I'm still grounded through the back. My core is tight. Knee on top of foot, and then I open the arms up once again. Now notice, we obviously are using the arms, but when we did that, you should have felt something in the difference in your stance, just to keep those arms up. So maybe you noticed a little bit of tightening here in the hip and in the gluteus. And again, this whole idea of this union of your thoughts and what you're utilizing and what you're doing, this is awesome, because this is how we prevent injury, by paying attention to what we're doing, to how we feel, to the muscles we're using, and to tension that we're creating. So we move from our warrior 2, we spin through that back foot. We move from warrior 2 to warrior 1 by lifting the arms up and gently rotating. Remember, I'm not moving the legs unless it bothers my knee. I'm just gently rotating, stretching that hip flexor, warrior 1. And back, warrior 2. Strong, tall, brave, confident. These warrior postures really make you feel good, don't they? Lift the arms, warrior 1. And maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you need to relax and drop the arms. That's all fine. Maybe you want to challenge with me coming forward. I want to launch from that back leg slowly. Maybe one side was much easier than the other, so something that you learned today. Your warrior 3. Maybe shifting and bringing the arms back. Noticing how movement changes balance so much. And release. Nice job. Okay, guys, so speaking of balance, something that we should practice all the time, because as we get older, not that any of us are old by any means, but as we get older, balance does decline. So I want you to stand in a nice erect position. Navel is drawn back to the spine, shoulders are back but drop down and relaxed. And then just lift one foot. As you've heard me say many times, we're not only training and strengthening the body, but we're training the mind here, because the mind likes to think in norms. That's where it likes to be. And this is the mind's norm, for you to be on 2 feet. So when you lift one foot, the mind says, wait a minute, something's different. So the more you practice this, the more it becomes a norm, and the more the mind will accept it, the better you will balance and be here. So if this is fine where you are, if this is where you need to be, and of course, have a chair or a table if you need that, then stay here. But if you can challenge with me, lift your knee up. When you did that, you really felt the pelvic area tilt, your navel draw back to your spine. So you're really using your core here. The more you lift the knee up and flex through the foot. So this is a challenge. Even more so of a challenge if I extend the leg out. Then I have to bring in the quadricep. And then I really feel that tightening, that buckling down of that muscle. But it's a good tension. Remember we talked about tension. This is a good tension. Bring it back in. Maybe I can move that leg out to the side, not leaning. Stay with your head, the crown of the head to the ceiling. Now I'm working my outer thigh. And it doesn't take long to feel those muscles work, does it? Arms lift, just to bring them into play here. Nice. And then come back. Hold here just for a moment, if you can. Maybe moving a little bit more into a challenge, that big toe hold. So maybe you want to grab onto that big toe. And release. And come down. So I'm already feeling muscles that I've used today that I haven't used in a while. Maybe you are too. So it's so awesome to be back with you. Can't tell you enough how great it is mentally, emotionally. I miss you guys. I really do. Emily does too. So this is so good for me. I just can't tell you how much I miss you. We'll move to the opposite side. Lift the right leg. Maybe I'm just lifting. Remember, this is balance. So if you're here, that's good. I'll take it. Start to incorporate this into your everyday, maybe everyday teleworking life. So maybe every hour stand up and give yourself a good 5-minute balance just by lifting a foot. Remember, if you want to move on with me, all you have to do is lift that knee, tilt that pelvic area, bring that navel in, flex that foot, but breathe. Maybe staying here, maybe extending that leg out, feeling that quadricep come into play. Ooh, doesn't take long, does it? Maybe extending out to the side. Be very mindful not to lean. If I lean, I'm putting pressure on the hips and even the knee and ankle. So remember, you always want joint on top of joint. So I want to stay nice and long and tall and lift. It's this that I want to create tension. This is my good tension. I don't want tension where I'm on the opposite leg that I don't need. Okay, again, maybe we come back. Maybe we move back into a quadricep stretch by lengthening that leg maybe a little deeper here with that big toe hold. And like anything else, one side sometimes is much better than the other. And back. Nice job. While we're standing, I want you to take your left foot and bring it up a bit if you can. Of course, if you need a chair or a table, do that. But just opening up that piriformis a bit. If you have sciatic nerve pain, you might remember me telling you this quite a bit before, but you know that piriformis is right on top of that big sciatic nerve. So if you suffer from sciatic nerve pain, this will really help. You can sit doing this, you can lay down doing this. Either way, this is your piriformis stretch, making the number 4 with your legs. Same thing on the opposite side. I take my opposite leg. You can bring it up as high or as low as you choose, but we're making the number 4. We're extending that knee out, opening up that piriformis. It is really like a hammock or a cradle to the pelvic area. Just making sure we open them up and stretch that, especially after sitting for long periods of time. Nice job. Okay, we'll find our way back down to the floor. So I want you to have your hands underneath your shoulders. Your feet are hip width apart. And I want you to just lift your sit bones up off the floor. Again, if that's too much on your wrist, if you have wrist issues, you can always make a fist. That keeps you from straining those wrists a little much here. But I want you to slowly lift the gluteus up here, squeezing through that. Notice how you felt the stretch, not only in the gluteus or in your sit bones and in your legs, but also in your biceps. So we start to think about the union of the body, you know, when we move one thing, but we feel it in another place. So I want you to dip low, tighten through the core. Maybe you're keeping the arms long. Maybe you're challenging those triceps, bending through the elbows. And that's going to be a challenge. You're going to feel that a little bit tomorrow. It'll be a good tension feel, though. As long as it doesn't hurt. Again, lifting back up, squeezing through the gluteus, feeling that stretch, maybe allowing that head to just ease back. One more time, we're kind of holding for a little long period today, so you're going to feel it a little bit. Arms can stay long or you can bend. Core is tight. One more time, lift, squeeze, hold. And ease back. Now I want you to push your sit bones down towards your ankles. And then lower your arms down. Now I want you to walk your feet up to your sit bones. Knees are hip width apart. And we're going to lift the sit bones and the gluteus up again, but this is going to be a little bit different here as we lengthen through the back. Now we feel it a little more in our core. We're pushing into the feet. Coming into our bridge pose. Pushing my feet into the floor, squeezing through the gluteus. My head and neck stay very stable, always keeping my gaze to the ceiling here. Nice. Maybe I want to lift my heels up off the floor. And easing back down. Nice. Grab onto the knees and give them a hug. Rock back and forth a little bit. Get a little massage for the spine. This should feel good. Nice. I want you to grab onto your left leg and extend and lengthen through your right. As you bring maybe your nose up towards your knee. But if that doesn't feel good, keep your back flat on the floor. Holding this posture for a few moments, lengthening through that right leg, tightening through the core. Breathe. And lowering the head back down, lifting both legs skyward. I bend through my right leg now, extend and lengthen through the left, and I lift my head up if that feels good to me, bringing bring my nose to my knee. Lower back is flat on the floor. There's no compromise of the lumbar spine. My core is tight. My head and neck is relaxed. Breathe. And release. Bring both legs up to the ceiling. This is your up the wall pose. My lower back is flat on the mat. My feet are flexed, and then I can round through the ankles one way and then the other. It's so wonderful to rotate and turn through your joints. It's like a ball and socket being greased, you know, when you are moving your joints like this, your shoulders, your hips, your ankles, your wrists. It's really good for them to move them because that synovial fluid is moved all around and greases the joint, helps you to move much better. That's why motion is lotion. Okay, bringing those knees in one more time. Now I want you to slowly extend one leg out and the other. And I want you to find rest. Just allow your body to make union, to be in union with the mat, with the floor, with the earth. Just notice how comfortably and how easily you are a part of your surroundings. Notice how comfortably and how easily the breath flows, and it's a part of you. And notice how your thoughts combine with your emotions. Notice how you're becoming more relaxed, more at one with yourself and everything around you. Start to slowly become aware of your breath. Start to appreciate how the breath can calm you physically, mentally, emotionally. awareness to your toes and your feet, your ankles, your legs, your knees, your thighs and hips, your abdomen, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your head, your face, the top of your head, your arms and hands, fingers. Start to contemplate how they all work together to allow you to enjoy this wonderful life that we have. Now bring movement into those. Wiggle toes, fingers, turn through wrists and ankles. Whatever it is that calls on you to move it, allow it to move and have thankfulness for movement. And then when you're ready, turn onto one side or the other. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, push with the opposite arm. Bring yourself to that seated position where we all began. Always remember, we're in the same spot. We're on the same mat. We're in the same position. But we're not the same as we were just a little under an hour ago. It's a day of change. It's a time of change. We can move along with that change and make that change better. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu means may the entire universe be filled with love, light, joy, and peace. I hope you find these things. I hope you appreciate these things. And I hope you are a positive and huge part of change, of life. Namaste. Namaste to you all, and thank you for being here with Emily and I today. We hope to be back with you. If you enjoyed the classes today, let us know. We'd like to try to be with you every week live, so let us know what you think. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, every week.
Okay.